Chants of revolution, what may be people's last resort. Lebanon's government is in disarray after almost 8 months of political deadlock.
We are starting our demonstration from in front of the Ministry of Labor, and we are going toward the Ministry of Health. The system is not working. It's the whole system.
Gilles Samaha tells us that for the first time in his life, he's having trouble finding a full-time job.
It's extremely bad. You have extremely high rates of unemployment, not only for young people, also for older people, which are being kicked out of their work without a real protection from this ministry.
The protest is cross-sectarian, supported by dynamic new civil groups and political parties like Sabah.
We have political parties who build their message, who build their elections on fear and on hating the other group. We don't have the luxury anymore to think about small groups or specific religion or sect. We have to think about Lebanon as a whole unit and to work for this.
Nasib is one of many here who feel the sectarian system is being used by politicians to exploit the people they claim to represent.
We are demanding that all Lebanese people should have equal rights, such as work and health care, and not to be under the obligation of leaving the country, and not to discriminate against them because of their names or sex they belong to.
Some of the people we've spoken to at this demonstration say the protests won't end even after a government's formed. They say endemic corruption that spans the political spectrum is at the heart of the dysfunction, and that there's a longer road ahead to putting an end to that.
Lebanon's famously complicated sectarian or confessional system distributes power equally between Christians and Muslims, and proportionally within their different sects. As a result, protracted bargaining and finger-pointing has often encumbered government, but a dispute over cabinet seats between Prime Minister-designate Saad Hariri and Hezbollah has dragged the country into political chaos.
It's not normal to wait 8 months before having any government formed only because they are trying to get one more seat, or they are trying to escape from the responsibility because they are saying and they can see that there is a catastrophic situation in the country.
Democracy in Lebanon has long been undermined by interference from neighboring Syria and regional players taking advantage of the country's weak central government. Saudi Arabia supports Hariri's Sunni Future movement, and Iran supports the Shia group Hezbollah. Foreign influence is widely believed to be fueling sectarianism and an ongoing dangerous game of political brinkmanship.
I believe the civil society organizations that began to appear in 2015 will become like a torchlight inside each one of us. And this torch will turn into a big fire that will burn this entire political authority.
Abbas is a lawyer and a grassroots activist trying to root out corruption in Lebanon. He ran for office in last year's election in a cross-sectarian alliance in the Shia-dominated South. He says he was slandered as a consequence of his anti-corruption platform.
Whoever is nominated or challenges the current authority is portrayed as an agent of Israel and a traitor to the homeland.
It's a dangerous allegation that could easily put a target on his back. But he says he'll continue trying to bring legal cases against public officials and companies that engage in pay-to-play politics.
The reason for all of the corruption is the hateful sectarian system in Lebanon. It generates sectarian leaders who can fully control their communities and their people's fate.
Institutions have withered as the political stalemate has dragged on. But in a system so divided, many people have no choice but to turn to their local sectarian power.
Those facing poverty in Lebanon have a choice. They can emigrate outside Lebanon or go to their own leaders and ask for help.
A lot of people gave up. A lot of people were kind of obliged to leave. If you are left without work for 1 year, 2 years, after that you have a family, you cannot find a way out so you could leave the country. It's not easy. I don't blame anybody.
Gilles, an architect, has now become a full-time activist. He says changing Lebanon will take persistence.
I think it's the end of a period, a political way of mismanagement. 20, 30 years after the civil war. The corrupted system took 50 years, 60 years, or 100 years to establish itself. So it will need 10 years to remove it. It's nothing 10 years, if you see the historical perspective.
We think about emigrating to another country because we are looking for a better life. It will be essential to emigrate as long as the situation remains the same in Lebanon.
Nasib, a graphic designer, says she'll continue to go to rallies, but she's not sure if Lebanon is ready to move past sectarianism.
People should be united. I don't know. Maybe for the future, God willing, for a better life. I hope people will unite sooner and not later. I do have hope, but only a little.
For the first time, I feel there isn't any hope on the horizon to form a government. This is connected to many things, and one of them is the foreign powers affecting the process of forming the government.
It's up to us to decide. It's up to Lebanese people to decide. Either we leave Lebanon or we stay and we decide to do something about it and we decide to be bringing the change, and this is what's happening right now.
For now, people here hope their flawed government will at least get back to business, while a larger battle looms for those willing to stay and fight. Randolph Nogel, the newsmakers in Beirut.